Do not get solar. Learn from my mistakes. Solar panels may seem like a good gift, but they're like a Trojan horse. Like, they're literally going to turn around and bite you in the bottom somehow. Basically, solar panels seem like a really good deal because of the way they try to spin it. But really, you're getting into massive debt, and you have to remember this.
Don't put solar panels on your home. If you are a homeowner in Texas specifically, and a door salesman comes and knocks on your door and gives you all the reasons why it's a great idea to put solar on your house, think again, or keep watching this video. My credentials are I'm a realtor in Fort Worth, Texas, and I have yet to see solar be a good idea on homes. Not only myself, but all these other realtors before me have said the same thing, and it checks out.
This is like the perfect example of solar panels that probably cost more than the house. So this house, I don't know, we got this house for $55K. This house is probably worth a little more, let's say 60, 65. Those solar panels probably added a $50,000 lien onto this house, and most people don't know what they're signing. So when they go to sell a place like this, they think that they're going to pocket all the money, and then they realize that the solar salesman has got them to agree to something that they maybe didn't understand the full truth, and these solar panels now have a lien on the property. So what I'll say about solar panels is always check the paperwork, because just in the last month we've run into 2 properties that had solar panels that ended up getting foreclosed on because they did not understand that they had a solar lien. Solar might save you energy, might save you a couple $100 a month, but just check the payoffs, because if it's like a 40, 50 year payoff, who knows if it's worth it, okay? And I used to do solar sales.
One more about these clips, and then let's talk about it. So are solar systems or solar panels good for you? Are they good or are they bad? Do they save money at all or they do not? In the long run, you have to be the judge of it. It depends who you buy it from and who you believe. But before you do anything, just be cautious on what kind of system you're putting and how much they're promising to save. Let's look at some more clips that'll blow your mind.
Recently got $20,000 worth of solar panels added to my Palm Springs Airbnb, and here's how it affected my electricity bill. So this time last year in March, it was still $557. This is March of 2024, so after getting solar panels, my bill is only $36, but that's actually not the full bill. This is just the charges to stay connected to the grid. In Palm Springs, we had 2 different utility companies. So the first one charged me $101 for electricity this month, which is $200 less than they usually do. And the other utility company charged me only $143. So that's also like $200 less than they used to. In total, my bill with solar panels was $280. So that's a 49% decrease in my bill. And that's because we didn't get as big of a solar system as we needed. You probably need like a $40,000 system to fully cover all of the electricity, but that's what this size of system looks like in California. Energy is crazy expensive, so it's really nice that we finally have some solar panels.
Stitch this if you've ever done something extremely expensive to your house that you now regret. I'll go first. The thing that I regret the most in doing is these goddamn solar panels. This was the worst thing I could have possibly have done to my house. Oh my God. Now we're going to turn this into a story time too. Let me tell you why it's the worst thing. As of right now, half of my house has I shouldn't say little. It has no electricity whatsoever. I don't know how they did it, but these solar panels and the battery from it has just blew my circuit breakers in my house. Just blew them completely. So, and it's a Sunday, and the company that the solar panels came from, no one's available to answer the phone. So now I'm sitting here. Let me know if you want a story time about all the other bullshit that I've had to deal with when it comes to solar panels. At this point, I don't advise solar panels. Just pay your electricity bill. If we end up in the dark, we just end up in the fucking dark. Get some candles and some flashlights, because It's not seeming worth it, you guys. Don't waste your money.
As I mentioned earlier, solar panels can be great for you. It could be a disaster for you. In my experience, by selling homes with solar panels, they have been nothing but pain in the you-know-where. Solar panels are basically liens on your property, whether you buy it for $20,000, $30,000. I have seen solar panels on a typical house, 1,500 square feet house, with an $80,000 solar panel. What the heck were they thinking about? Are they crazy? Did they believe everything the salesperson talk? You have a 1,500 square feet house. Your house is probably worth $300,000, $400,000, and you're putting an $80,000 solar panel. What the heck? Solar panels are being sold today for anywhere from $20,000 to up to $80,000 for typical homes. I know for luxury homes, they could get into the $200,000 range. But again, this is all a scam if you ask me. In fact, there are two companies we'll talk about later, major companies, they have already gone bankrupt. So here's the math. If you get a $50,000 solar panel, whether it's leased or sell, somehow you're going to pay. And let's say you save $300 in electricity. My math shows that it's going to take you approximately 14 years to recoup your $50,000. I'm not sure how that benefits. Furthermore, a typical seller or homeowner moves from the house every 7 to 12 to 14 years on average. So if your solar panel takes you 15 years to recoup and you're going to move before that, it doesn't make any sense. And the real danger is waiting for you. The most dangerous thing about solar systems is when you go to sell the home, it's a lien on your property. If you're behind on it, they can foreclose on it. And when a buyer comes to buy your home, they have to take over the loan. They have to qualify for that loan on top of their mortgage payment. They have to add this additional $300, $400, $500 a month payment, which increases their debt ratio. So they have a slim chance of getting a loan. And I've seen escrows fall out because the buyers backed out or they could not afford the loan when you add solar on it. So I've seen nothing but bad news. I'm not trying to be negative, but if you're on the edge whether to get it or not, let's look at further information. Oh, one more thing before we look at other clips. If your roof leaks while you have the solar panels on, you cannot just tell your roofer to take out the solar panels. They won't. You have to call the solar companies. They have to remove it, then have the roof fixed, then have the solar panels added on, and that's additional cost for you. It's going to cost you more just because of that. Not to mention, they may be busy 1 or 2 or 3 weeks until you do the roof leak, and if it's raining, you're going to continue with the leaks. I had a client once and he never asked me about it. He ended up putting a roof, which is fine. It cost him $50,000. But guess what the solar company did? Solar company asked them or recommended they put a new roof. And guess what? The solar company was also a roofing company, or they had a sister company that was a roofing company. So my client not only paid $50,000 for the solar panel, he also replaced a brand new roof for $50,000 using metal tiles. So it cost him $100,000 to do solar to save $300 to $400. Do the math. It does not make sense. A lot of the homeowners, a lot of the home sellers are taken on a ride by these solar companies.
The third largest solar company in the entire country just declared bankruptcy. Let's talk about it.
Yes, a lot of companies are filing for bankruptcies, solar companies that is. Here are two more. Sonova and Mosaic bankruptcies highlight deepening rooftop solar woes. One of the other things that's happening, it has happened to me personally, is that when these companies goes bankrupt and when there's a house in escrow that is being sold to the buyer and the buyer has to not only the solar lease but the payments, when these companies goes bankrupt, it takes 2 or 3 or 4 months to transfer the title. And I've seen personally where escrows have canceled because there's no response from the solar companies. So a lot of homes have been canceled due to the bankruptcies. And this is a major issue nationwide.
You gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Here. Oh, you done it now. You done it. I know you didn't get approval for this. You went and got solar panels put on your roof without getting approval? We got a huge issue. Oh my God. This is what pisses me off. I don't even know where to start here. You're gonna have to remove those immediately.
Yep. Keep in mind that when you add solar panels, and if you have homeowners association, and a lot of the new homes, 84% of the newer homes, especially new homes, have HOAs, you must get written approval to put solar panels. On top of that, a lot of HOAs, they're not fair about this, recommend only a few solar companies, and you have to use those. So if you like Tesla, for example, and if your HOA has not approved Tesla as an approved vendor, you cannot use them. You have to use the companies they have approved, and that's another no-no. So be forewarned, if you have an HOA, do get an approval before you put them on, because they will make you take it down and have them use their vendors' solar panels, and or they will fine you a hefty penalty. One of the tactics that solar company use, especially the salespeople who come to your door, tell you that, hey, don't worry, the state, whatever state you're in, they'll give you $10,000 credit, $15,000 credit, $20,000 tax credit, whatever it is. Yes, they do give it, but the salespeople and the solar companies don't tell you that these funds are limited from the states and the counties and the cities. So when you apply for it, you may get it, you may not get it. There is no guaranteed. So when you get a $50,000 solar system and they say, oh, don't worry, you're going to get a $20,000 tax credit, there is no guarantee on that.
Knock, 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 ring, knock, 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 ring. Oh, we'll be right there. We just got to talk to your neighbor real quick. Hey, how are you doing today? Well, pretty good. We'll make this super quick. I don't want to waste any of your time.
Oh, to do solar? We're not interested.
It's a little bit different than that, but that literally has nothing to do with why we're here. It's because of the new law. And the new law is the Inflation Reduction Act. It's really a new Green Deal, but basically the president, if you've seen him on TV recently, he signed...
I don't watch him.
You don't watch it. I don't either, but he did sign the new legislation where it's $400 billion that they've allocated to help homeowners. And so you can either take the $20,000 tax credit to go solar, or you pay the $20,000 by them taxing fossil fuels, oil, and gas.
These salespeople are sleek and well-trained. They'll sell you a system, so be forewarned.
Well, here's another reason why solar panels suck. And a lot of home sellers, they don't know this because these places go around and tell them how much value they're going to add to their home and the savings. And, you know, they set them up on these huge long-term payments on these things for 15, 20 years. But anyway, you need to understand that they're personal property, but that solar company will file what's called a UCC onto the title. So, for instance, we have a deal right now where the seller's actually delinquent on the solar panels, having some financial difficulties, and there's a UCC on title. So if he doesn't have the money to cure this, and it isn't agreed upon that the buyers are going to take these solar panel leases over, now what? He may be stuck with that house because he can't give clear title like is said in the purchase contract. So you all need to remember these things. You could get in, look at the economy we're in right now. There could be a chance that somebody out there isn't able to make their payments on these things and need to sell their house. And then these solar companies have their UCC on there. So again, another detriment as to why solar panels suck, and I'll stand behind it. They do not add any value. There isn't a huge savings. Who knows, maybe way down the road there is. I don't have time to even compute it. But
here's the next clip. That is my clip, and I tell you why. 3 reasons not to get solar.
If you were to ask me my opinion, I would say don't buy solar system for your house. Why do I say that? Well, for a couple of reasons, and I'll give you 3 reasons. But before I give you those reasons, every time I've sold a house with a solar panel on the roof, it has always been a problem. Number one, it could have some repair issues, etc. But the biggest issue is when a buyer buys your house, when you sell it, the buyer has to qualify if there is an amount on the loan. That means if the solar is costing you $300 a month, the buyer now has to re-qualify and count this as a debt. And they may want to pay that, they may not want to pay that. But here's the 3 reasons why I don't recommend solar. Number one, they don't save as much as they say they save. It's all promises. I've talked to a lot of sellers. My family, some of my family members have it, and they were told, oh, you'll have zero electric bill. They do have electric bills these days. So it doesn't save as much as they say they would. The second thing is, when you sell a home, it's an issue. One, they have to take over your loan payments, if you have any, or if it's a lease. And number two, what if the buyer loves your house? It's exactly what they want, but they don't want solar. Then you lose a buyer. So that's an issue. And the number three is that when there is a solar on your house, and if you have payments on it, and most home buyers have payments on it, it becomes a lien on your house. That means you have a debt on your house, and it stays there until you pay it off or until you sell your house. So when it comes time to refinancing, or if you want to buy another house and you want to get a HELOC loan or purchase other items, it'll show up as debt on your credit report. So there are other issues with solar as far as I'm concerned, but if you're thinking of buying a house and it has a solar, give it some thought.
No. You cannot just go solar if you're planning to sell your house. Please listen to me. Putting solar panels on your home, financed or leased, doesn't matter, is the worst thing you could possibly do to your home that I can even think of before you go to sell it.
It's up to you whether you want solar or not. But what are other ways to save on electricity if you decide not to go solar or not to spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000? Well, the first thing you can do is become frugal when it comes to utilities. I do this myself. So what I do, like right now it's summertime. So if it's 90 degrees outside and I'm at the house, and July 4th weekend, I was at home all weekend, I did not put my AC at 70 degrees or 69 degrees. I kept it at 76 degrees. So by saving that 5 degree, it runs less AC, and the AC is one of your big, and ACs are one of the big electricity guzzlers. So save those. Also, if you're upstairs and then you go downstairs, turn off all the lights. If it's a very hot day and the sun hits you, like in my house, the sun hits at 3 o'clock, I keep the shades down. So when I'm out, when I come back home, the shades, the heat does not come in. So in the morning, the sun comes out from the east side. I have the shade closed, and in the evening, it comes out, the sun comes back again into my house, the sun rays, so I keep those shades closed, and that makes a lot of difference. But these are minor savings, but it does save you. So whether you like panels or not, you can still save electricity by becoming frugal. Go chat GPT and ask, how do I save electricity without going solar? And it'll give you some ideas. Do you have 3 or 4 computers in your house with the kids, with your parents? Do they run all the time? Are the monitors on all the time? Are your ceiling fans on all the time? When you go out, do you leave your AC on when you go shopping and it's juicing up at 70 degrees? You could have made it up to 78 degrees. So even when you come back home, and if it's 90 degrees outside, your house is 78 degrees and then lower to 75 degrees, rather than running it for 70 degrees when you're out all day. Now, I understand that installing solar panels may not be an issue for luxury homes and higher income people homes, but this hits, I would say, 80% of the households out there that are middle income or low income levels. So even if you saved $100, $200 with a promise, and then you end up paying more or cost you more in the long run, that's not a good idea. Comment below to see how you feel about solar panels. Have you installed it? What issues have you had? Or do you love it, and why you love it? Thanks for watching. I'm Mike Patel. Sell smart so you can gain more.